Let's get started. Today we are going to look at this problem called repeat and missing number array. Okay, this was asked in Amazon. Okay, and it's an interesting, easy problem, but you'll have to think of it when it comes to coming up with an optimal solution. Okay, let's take a look at the problem. You are given a read-only array of n integers from 1 to n. Each integer appears exactly once except a, which appears twice, and b, which is missing. Return a and b. Right? Okay, so the example, what they are telling is you've got numbers. So the length of this array is 5. Okay, so you are supposed to have numbers from 1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But if you look at this array that they've given, 3 has been written twice and 4 is missing. Okay, so that's what they are saying. A, which appears twice, right, and B is missing. Okay, so 3 is A and the B value which is missing is 4, right? So these are the two things that needs to be returned. You're supposed to return A and B, right? A comma B. So the output is A comma B. So that's 3 comma 4. Okay. Looking at the problem, it's pretty straightforward, but when it comes to coming up with optimal solution, we'll have to think this through, right? So they are saying your algorithm should have a linear runtime complexity and implement it without using extra memory. Okay, we are going to look at this problem we'll come up with two optimal solutions. The first optimal solution will be as part of this part A of this problem solving. Part B will have the second optimal solution, but both are really good. So let's look at the first one. So the first one we are going to look at is completely mathematical. We'll see how efficient that is. So let's head over to that tab. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting editor. This helps me write the equation in a pretty user-friendly manner, right? Okay, so the first thing we have to understand here is sum of n numbers. If you've got numbers from 1 to 5, sum of all that, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is, the equation is n into n plus 1 by 2, n being 5. Okay. Similarly, sum of n square numbers, meaning 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square, is the equation to find that sum is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6, n being again 5, total number of items you're trying to sum. Okay, so let's assume we have this number, this array 2, 3, 3 and 4. Here 3 is the duplicate, which is A, and 1 is the missing number. Okay, let's represent this 2, 3, 3 and 4 by P, Q, P and R. Okay, P being the repetition, that is 3, and let's have one number M which is missing. Okay, so ideally it should have been M, P, Q and R. So M is missing, P is being repeated. If you see here, M is the missing number that is not there in this array that's given, which should have been there, but it's not there. And P is the number that is duplicated. Okay, so the sum of P, Q, P and R, which is the sum of all the elements in the array, right? So that we can find out because we have the entire list 2, 3, 3 and 4. We can add it up and we can find that out. Then subtract that from the sum of ideally the entire list of items in the array, right? So we have 4 numbers in the array, which should be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you're supposed to add that up. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So that, how do we get that? We get that using this formula, n into n plus 1 by 2. We know the value of n, which is 4. That's the length of this array. Okay. This is the first thing that we have to do. Sum of the entire list of arrays, items in the array, subtracted by the sum of total number of values that should have been. Sum of n numbers, right? So when you do that, you get something like this. Okay. So p plus q plus p plus r minus m plus q plus r, which is equal to, your q's will get cancelled off, your r's will get cancelled off. There are two p's and there's one p here, subtracting one p, so there's one p that will be left and there is 1 minus m that will be left. So p minus m is equal to 2. You will know this answer. Obviously, when all of these things are given to you, we can find this answer, that is 2. Right? So we got the first equation, p minus m. In that question, it would have been a minus b. Okay? P being the duplicate, m being the missing number. Next step, we got that equation. Next step, what we have to do is, we are supposed to find the sum of squares of all the elements in the array. So 2 square plus 3 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. Find that out. We have the code, we can do that. Minus sum of all the numbers, n square, sum of n square of numbers. We can find that out using this formula. N we know, which is 4. Substitute n in this and you will get the answer for this one. Okay. So here, if you look at this equation, again you'll be left out with 1 p square and you'll be left out with 1 n square. So p square minus n square, you'll know the answer for that because I just told you how you can obtain that, right? So in this scenario, p square minus n square is 2. In the first equation, p minus m is 2. In the other one, p square minus m square is 8, and the first equation, p minus m is 2. Okay. So the next step is this. P square minus m square mathematically can be written in another form, which is p minus m into p plus m, which is equal to 8. Okay, this is another way in which you can write it. Now what is this? P minus m is 2, correct? Which we found in the first equation, set, right? So substitute 2 here. So 2 into p plus m, which is equal to 8, right? So now we got p plus m is equal to 4. So we've got two equations. P minus m is equal to 4 and p plus m is equal to, p minus m is equal to 2 and p plus m is equal to 4, right? When you have these two equations, add both of them together, you will get 2p is equal to 4 plus 2, that's 6. We'll get p is equal to 3 here, okay? Once you get p is equal to 3, substitute the value of p in any of these equations and you can find the value of m. Take 1 and substitute in the first equation and m would be, you get, what is the value of p? P is 3. Take it and substitute in the first equation. M would be 4 minus 3 and you get 1. That's pretty much it. So we got A and we got B. That's a missing link. So now, since we saw how the concept works mathematically, we'll see how to code in the next video that follows this. So please like, share and subscribe. It means the world to me. Thank you guys.